Please stand if you have ever felt any of the following.
Boy, this generation can't handle the workforce. They're just too lazy.
It is so hard finding workers who show up on time.
I wish I could find better problem solvers and self-starters.
Now stand or keep standing if you've ever felt that a young coworker lacks initiative or needs a lot of guidance in order to get the job done.
Stand or continue standing if you've ever had an employee who has had the academic skill but were lacking basic social and communication skills.
Look around the room. Obviously, you are not alone. All of you represent the nearly 89% of executives that, according to a Wall Street Journal survey, stated they have a very or somewhat difficult time finding people with the needed personal skills.
Thank you. You may be seated.
If you pay attention to the media, you may have heard that there is a severe job shortage in this country, but is that really accurate? According to a 2016 survey by Workforce Intelligences and Burning Glass Technologies of Southeastern Michigan in the fields of healthcare, manufacturing, and information technology, there isn't a job shortage at all. Quite clearly, job postings drastically outnumber job hirings.
In fact, from a Michigan survey, Governor Snyder has reported that there will be over 800,000 available jobs by 2024 that will need to be filled, with a potential earning of $49 million for Michigan employees. So the jobs do and will exist.
So, why the discrepancy? Simply put, potential employees lack basic skills such as communication, collaboration, problem solving, and organization. For example, wouldn't you much rather have a loved one taken care of by someone who's trustworthy, attentive, and responsible? Over the past 2 years, the Jackson County Career Readiness Task Force has compiled and analyzed data in the Jackson area to determine needs and trends of job demand through Jackson.
This inspired the task force to create strategies to promote career readiness.
This led to the creation of the Jackson County Employability Skills Student Pact, a rubric for high school teachers to evaluate their students in 4 categories of soft skills. A Harvard study established that success on the job is determined by 15% hard skills and 85% soft skills. So, with the use of this soft skills rubric at the end of their senior year, students who receive proficient ratings will receive a certificate and a letter of recommendation from the chamber, declaring them as soft skills certified. Then, county employers who see this credential can be more assured that the applicant is more likely to succeed in their business.
That brings us to our driving question. How can the Jackson Chamber of Commerce fully market the Employability Skills Pact to area businesses and the community to create county-wide awareness and prioritization?
We began our attack of this question by doing a SWOT analysis, as you can see on page 4 of your strategic plan, of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats regarding implementing the Employability Skills Pact and its success. We saw the largest threat to be the many questions regarding the actual process of rolling PACT out to high schools and how efficiency will be calculated.
This is a threat because if the process is too labor-intensive, schools and teachers might actually lag behind in utilizing this tool. However, on the other hand, a huge strength comes from high schools and businesses partnering together to truly prepare students for future success. Currently, our biggest weakness is simply the lack of awareness of the pact, which of course brings us to our driving question.
From that, we began formulating our plan. Our philosophy quickly became one of variety. We decided to develop many different ideas and techniques to give the Jackson Chamber of Commerce and the Career Readiness Task Force as many options to choose from as possible. In 10 minutes, we couldn't possibly detail all of the opportunities, so we decided to showcase only a handful of our thoughts. With that, let's begin our first strategy.
Our first step in creating awareness of the pact was branding. As you can see, the power of logos and slogans, as any of these businesses are instantly recognizable. A logo provides visual representation to remember the branding in the future. A slogan provides the world something catchy to remember when thinking about the business or product, providing positive outlook, because if you're to remember the branding, then you will remember the company. Therefore, we set about creating our own branding. The logo we created is colorful, clean, and pleasing to the eye. We created 4 distinctly colored puzzle pieces interlocking with the light bulb design in the center.
The light bulb represents ideas and thought processes, and the gear within the light bulb conveys the concept of hard skills. The puzzle pieces represent the 4 parts of the PACT project.
P. Personal management. A. Adaptability. C. Communication. D. Teamwork.
With the puzzle pieces connected, it helps students tell their story. Our slogan uses a play on words, creating a fun and easy way to remember PACT in the future. The slogan builds on the idea that with each individual skill, you are essentially completing the puzzle, implementing a better tomorrow.
The next step then becomes incorporating this logo and slogan into all communication and advertising tools. Print documents are the first tactic we chose to support our driving question. It creates a physical item for people to see and read, giving them not only awareness of the program, but can also drive the reader to become more curious and want to learn more. One tool we designed was a simple flyer that included the logo, slogan, and basic information introducing the existence of the program. After that, we designed variations of the flyer to create posters and lawn signs. These could be used by businesses to show that they support the project and are looking for applicants that fit this credential.
Moving from print media to digital media is a must in this day and age where technology is crucial in getting a message out to the masses. When I was first presented with this driving question, I immediately went to do research into PACT. To my surprise, there were no relevant sites specific to our rubric. Therefore, our team's immediate recommendation was to create a PACT website where it would become a convenient hub of information including the rubric, testimonials, and statistics.
The first page we created was a Help Wanted page. Here, businesses that are part of PACT can post job listings for those students who are PACT proficient. Under schools, teachers, students, and parents will all have individual pages targeted towards them. A page for tips and tricks for a better PACT score can also be included for the benefit of students. Another page we created was for businesses to target and help them with their talent search.
Our next strategy combines both print and digital materials. Advertising. It works, and here's why. Everyone in this room has seen a commercial, a billboard, or heard an ad on the radio. Advertising in general can help spread the word about PACT quickly and efficiently. Here we have an example of a video commercial to communicate a brief concept of PACT.
Are you a business owner struggling to find reliable employees? Are you a student concerned that you don't have the skills necessary to enter the workforce? Over 62% of millennials believe that they are prepared for the responsibilities needed in a full-time job, yet only 28% of employers agree. Check out the Jackson County Employability Skills Pact, encouraging soft skills in today's youth for a better tomorrow. Impacting potential, one skill at a time.
Next, we suggest the use of an autocall to efficiently blitz the businesses with a brief concept to introduce the existence of PACT. Here's an example of what that might sound like.
Has your company recently tried to hire someone who lacks the skills necessary to handle the workforce?
Would you like a tool that will help you hire the best people possible, saving you time and money and training new hires?
The Jackson Chamber of Commerce has that tool.
Ask to see the Jackson Employability Skills Pact, certifying that students have demonstrated proficiency in personal management, adaptability, communication, and teamwork.
Interested?
Contact the Jackson Chamber of Commerce or visit our website at www.jacksonpact.com.
Not only are these methods a great way to spread the word, but they will also be crucial in putting PACT into effect. The more employers see evidence of PACT around the county, the more they will realize that how committed area schools, the Jackson Chamber of Commerce, and the Career Readiness Task Force are in helping businesses save time and money.
This brings us to our final strategy, prioritizing businesses' use of the PACT in interviews and job postings. We suggest developing a kickoff event where area employers are invited to a reception that includes a short presentation about what PACT can do for them.
This is where stakeholders can, in a face-to-face interaction, discuss how the PACT can save businesses' bottom line in the future. If you take a glance at Appendix B, you will see an example of an invitation for a reception that can be sent via email.
With this, it can be stressed that rather than taking a risk in hiring someone and investing in their training, only to have them leave the company after a few weeks or so, the PACT has vetted individuals who have already proven their ability to show up, get along with others, and communicate effectively. This reception can also be a place to offer suggestions as to how to use the PACT in interviews and for employers to ask questions as needed. Those employers will leave knowing that the PACT is an effective tool that they can use to help streamline their hiring process.
So, how much will all of this cost? The cost of printing flyers, posters, and billboards, as well as catering costs for a kickoff reception, will roughly cost $417,000.
We understand that not every element will be utilized, therefore the price can easily be changed depending on future decisions. The money we use for this plan will most likely come from a grant from the Marshall Plan for Talent. The Marshall Plan is a grant program intended to fund Michigan initiatives for career readiness.
By implementing these strategies, we believe that the Jackson Chamber of Commerce can fully market the Jackson Employability Skills Pact to area businesses in the community to create county-wide awareness and prioritization.
Together, area high schools, the Career Readiness Task Force, and the Jackson Chamber of Commerce can raise awareness throughout the county of the importance of today's high school students developing stronger soft skills. Together they will be impacting potential, one skill at a time. We thank you for your time listening to our presentation. Now we will accept questions if you guys have any. Judges.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Just one. Do you want, Izzy, do you want to move yours down there? So
Great job, ladies. I do represent the business world, and I can't emphasize enough how important soft skills are, and I think that you guys did highlight on a lot of the key issues that we see every day. From my perspective, watching you kind of go through this presentation, I was wondering, are you guys interested in workforce development? Did going through the process of this project help kind of direct your career path?
I'm Isabel Martin, and I would like to major in biochemistry, but I wanted to either minor in marketing or business, so I signed up for this because it seemed like an interesting opportunity and a fun concept. So, and I'm really, really grateful of the outcome. So yes, this is something I would like to go into in the future, but not necessarily major in.
Great job.
As you were going through the research for this project, was any of the information that you came across particularly surprising to you, or anything that you didn't consider before as you were going through your academic studies in high school?
Well, our biggest statistic was that when entering the workforce, it's important to have 15% hard skills and 85% soft skills. And though I knew that soft skills are important, I never really considered that that was a reason someone would get hired and get to keep their job.
one thing that I noticed was in the very beginning, the graph from the Jackson job listings to the outcome of how many people were applied. That was the most surprising because in IT it was, I believe, 18-1, and that is extremely surprising since our generation has been so involved in internet and computers and all of that, and to see the unbalance in that was just breathtaking, honestly.
Thank you.
So as a teacher, I kind of locked into those statistics about what you graduate with as far as soft skills and hard skills. So I was wondering, in your research, did you come across how many high schools are incorporating soft skills into their core curriculum?
While we were doing research, we saw that a few states had implemented this, such as like Kentucky and Ohio. Those states, as far as we've researched, have spread PACT like across their state. But we haven't really seen any other states that have implemented this statewide. But we're hoping Michigan could.
Thank you.
I think you guys did a great job. I had a question about the budget. Did you guys have any surprises when you were putting together that budget? Did any of the numbers kind of jump out at you?
Well, the huge part of the whole budget that made it $417,000 was we took the most expensive billboard, so it wouldn't be a surprise to them. So basically the billboard was $247,000 for a whole year, but obviously they don't have to get the most expensive one. So that was the biggest part.
Great job, guys. One question I have is a lot of people don't understand in presentations the importance of nonverbal things. What was your idea behind how you guys set up how you were talking to gain our interest?
We not only wanted to have a sophisticated look, but we wanted to incorporate the fun side to get people's attention because it's pleasing to the eye if we do like certain hand motions or if we move at the same time. It can make people engaged in our presentation.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you.